Welcome to Cleo Beauty Addicts, where we give you a classy touch because you're a classy lady. Thank you so much, ladies, for your support. We really love you a lot. We thank you so much. You make us keep on growing and keep on going. And we actually have noticed that it's now summertime, and we were thinking, what is it that we can give to this beautiful lady so that they can keep their hair healthy and they can really know what to do with their hair, because it's summertime and I believe everyone out there would like really want people to like really see their hair, either it's going to be short. And I've also noticed that is the time that a lot of ladies will actually prefer to put color in their hair. But there's some of the things that you really need to know, especially when you have applied color. Even if you haven't applied color, there's some of the things that you have to know that you are supposed to do, especially in summertime, so that your hair can be healthy and you can always keep loving it, and you can even look at it and feel like you've got good hair. So today I've like decided to bring you tips on what to do in summer. And is that time that people feel like they want to go out? Is that time whereby people feel like they can wear their hair out and put different colors and exchange colors and put those styles that they can't really wear in winter, because in summer you can feel like changing your hair and look different each and every day. So we have some few tips that we've got today so that at least you know what to do with your hair in summer and how you can like really take care of it. This is one thing that you have to avoid. I know in winter we talk about reducing heat, but when you're talking about reducing heat in winter, we're talking about reducing heat of maybe tongs, ceramics and what. But now I'm talking about reducing heat of the direct sun. Sun is actually good for your hair, but you also have to avoid it to keep on like heating your hair directly, because at the end of the day you'd notice that your hair begin to lose its color and begin to lose its texture. Even if you have put a different color, you'd notice that every time your hair is hit by the direct heat, the color will change to another color that is not the color that maybe you really wanted at first. But because your hair is being hit by the direct heat, you notice that your hair can change to a different color. So what I'm saying is you should avoid direct heat. Like the direct sun, you should avoid it with your hair. So which simply means that maybe when you're going out and you know that wherever you're going to be, there's going to be like a sunny which is going to heat your hair directly. This is what you have to do. You always have to carry maybe a hat, and or try by all means to stay where there is a shade, especially when you're so that at least you know that your hair is not going to be heated by the direct sun, so that it can avoid those colors that you end up not really liking or that you end up not like really appreciating. And we also notice that if our hair is being hit by the direct sun, if that happens for a long time, you'd notice that your hair at the end of the day it begins to break, and now you don't even know what is it that is making your hair to break, but it's caused by the direct sun that comes from the sun. It causes our hair at times to just break. So this is one of the main tips that you should avoid. Sunny is good, but you should also avoid to heat your hair directly, because it can affect your hair some way somehow. And then this is another thing that you also have to do. You notice that when it's summer, your hair there's a lot of sweating that happens when it's summer. So at the end of the day, this is the second tip that I'm going to give you. At the end of the day, you'd notice that your hair can be so greasy, and if your hair becomes so greasy, it can actually block the pores of your hair from growing. So this is one of the things that you have to do. You should try by all means to wash your hair a little bit frequent than the way that you do when it's winter. So you should wash your hair a little bit more frequent, not really every day, maybe if it's possible, if you're wearing it out, it'll be good for you at least to wash it once every week, so that your hair won't be greasy. And also if you're putting any application that you want to apply into your hair, you just have to use those things which are either moisturized best or which are oil based. Don't use chemicals with petroleum, because those, they actually just go and make your hair grease from day one. And if your hair is like that, you'd notice that at the end of the day, as much as you want your hair to grow, I know it's actually every woman's wish for their hair to grow, so you'd notice if you really want your hair to grow, at the end of the day your hair cannot be able to grow to the way that you want, because the grease is actually blocking the pores from breathing. So you should avoid not to stay with your hair for a long time without being washed. Even if you're putting wigs, I think in summer this is the time whereby maybe you can wear a wig for about, yeah, if you're putting maybe 100%, you can just go and get it washed if you have it. I think the only problem comes when you're wearing a synthetic hair, but if you've got 100%, or if you're wearing a wig, you can just actually even make those lines. You may not like really undone them, but you can just actually make those lines be washed. You can do that at home, or you can do it by yourself if you can. And when you're doing that, try by all means to use a proper shampoo, which is good for your hair, and also use the best conditioner that you really know it's also good for your hair. Don't just wash it with soap or maybe the other detergents that you feel they are really strong for your hair, because if you do that and your hair is not just getting enough proteins back or enough oils back, you'd notice that your hair also will begin to break. So by everything that we do, we should also try by all means to oil our hair, even if it's a summer or even if it's in winter. But like now, our hair also produces its own natural oils, which is good, especially when it's summer. But you also have to apply extras so that your hair so that your hair will be able to get enough food that is really required by it. And then you also, the third thing that I want to talk about is in summer is the time whereby everyone else feels like we can go out there and swim, and even if the rain comes, some people just feel like it can just get over their hair and it doesn't have a problem. But now this is what I've brought. When it's in summer, you also have to avoid what is called chlorine damage. This damage mostly is caused by the chemicals which are found in water, especially when you go to the beaches, when you go to the pools, so that you can swim. It's actually a good thing that in summer we've got that thing of swimming and all that, but you also have to like really take care of your hair. So this is what you do the day that you really know that you're going out for swimming. Before you get there, this is the first thing that you have to do. You should wash your hair out with just running water, like running shower water. This can actually make those chlorine to be absorbed, especially when you get to the pools or what. So this is what you have to do before you swim. You should like actually wash your hair with running water so that it cannot be affected. And then the same thing is the same thing that you're going to do after you have swimmed. You should like really wash your hair with shampoo thoroughly and conditioning it, or even actually do a deep conditioning, because so that you can avoid those chlorine to come and affect our hair in any way. And I think these are the 3 tips that I'm going to give you for summer. And please, if there's anything that you really need to know, especially for the summer, if there's anything that you feel like you want to know, you can just let us know. What is it that you want to know so that your hair can grow, so that your hair cannot break? And another thing, I think in the next video I'm going to bring you in what exactly that you're supposed to do so that your hair doesn't change color, especially when you have tinted it and it actually begins to change color along the way. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. We love you. Thank you.